खलीफा के हम हैं खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा, हमारा हमारा खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to This Week with Huzoor. We are honoured to present highlights of a virtual Mulaqat with members of Lajna Imaillah from Bangladesh. In addition, Huzoor Aidullah was interviewed by Mr. Lat Blaylock, editor of R.E Today magazine. We begin with Sunday's Mulaqat, where Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih V met with the Lajna students and graduates from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Baitho.
Last Sunday, Lajna students and graduates from Bangladesh gathered in the Dar of Tabligh Mosque in Bakshi Bazar, Dhaka were blessed with a virtual Mulaqat with Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper. After a formal session, which began with tilawat, hadith, an excerpt from the writings of the promised Messiah Selain, and a nazm, the Lajna had an opportunity to ask questions on a range of issues.
My name is Fiza Ahmed. I am currently studying Bachelor of Science in Zoology. Huzoor, I want to know how students can study the Holy Qur'an alongside their usual studies. How can we research the Holy Qur'an and science side by side?
You see, being a Muslim, you should recite the Holy Quran daily. And while doing tilawat, you should also read the translation of it alongside. Then you will know what you are reading from the Holy Quran. And apart from that, you are studying zoology, then you try to find out the verses from the Holy Quran which are related to science and the existence of the human being and the life on the earth. Then you can study and relate those verses with your subject, and then this is how you can get more enlightened about your subject from the Holy Quran. So you'll have to give some time on this and read some commentaries on it. If you cannot read Urdu, there is only one detailed commentary, to some extent, detailed commentary of 5 volumes. So you can read the 5-volume commentary of the Holy Quran. And there are quite a number of articles and speeches and discourses by Muslim Maud. They have been translated into English. You can read those one. Then you should listen to the khutbahs of the Khulafas and their speeches as well. There you can also find out some related subjects, right? Chalo.
We often write to you asking for your valuable advice, opinions, or decisions on various matters. But what should we do if the letter carrying your valuable suggestions doesn't reach us within the stipulated time?
Then, in that case, you should just do whatever you feel better or appropriate for you. See, if the matter is about getting admission in some particular subject, and you are asking that should I get admission in this subject or not, or should I take these subjects in my bachelor's courses or master's courses, and you do not get letter on time, then whatever decision you make, you should make it on your own and just get the admission instead of wasting time and waiting for my advice to come to you. And if you receive letter later on and my opinion or my advice is different from that of what you have selected or you have done, then don't worry, just write to me that since my letter reached late to you and the time was short This is why you had already selected the subject and you are doing now this thing. So I will say, okay, no problem, you can continue with this.
ज़रूर मेरा सवाल ये है कि अक्सर हमारे मुआशरे में देखा जाता है कि लड़कियां शादी के बाद अपनी पढ़ाई जारी नहीं रख पाती है, जबकि उन्होंने काबिलियत भी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है। तो इन हालत में लड़की अगर कुछ देर से शादी करे तो क्या ये बात मुनासिब होगी? क्योंकि कभी कभार देखा जाता है कि शादी के पहले लड़के वाले तो ये कह देते हैं कि शादी के बाद लड़की अपनी पढ़ाई जारी रख सकती है, मगर शादी के बाद वो इजाज़त नहीं देते। तो इस सूरत हाल में क्या करना चाहिए?
बात यह है कि अगर अच्छा रिश्ता मिल जाए तो शादी कर लेनी चाहिए जल्दी, और उसमें अगर ज़्यादा पक्का करना है तो लड़के से और ख़ानदान से ये बॉन्ड लिखवा लें कि अगर टैलेंट है तो शादी के बाद पढ़ाई करूँगी, और पढ़ाई भी अगर किसी ऐसी सब्जेक्ट में करनी है जिसका कोई बेनिफिट है इंसानियत को, फिर तो ठीक है। अगर सिंपल हिस्ट्री में एमए करना है या किसी ऐसे सब्जेक्ट में करना है जिसकी कोई ऐसी ज़्यादा वैल्यू नहीं है इस लिहाज से कि उससे कोई इंसानियत को कोई बेनिफिट नहीं पहुंच रहा, सिवाय इसके कि टीचर बन जाना है, तो इसलिए वो तो करने की ज़रूरत कोई नहीं थी। लेकिन अगर कोई डॉक्टर बन रहा है, कोई इंजीनियर बन रहा है और मेडिकल करते हुए या इंजीनियरिंग के कोर्स करते हुए इस दौरान में कोई अच्छा रिश्ता आ जाता है तो फिर ये बेहतर है कि शादी कर लो और उनसे बॉन्ड लिखवा लो कि हम ये बाद में पढ़ाई करने दोगे, ठीक है। बाज़ दफ़ा ये भी होता है कि इस दौरान में बच्चा भी पैदा हो जाता है, और बच्चा पैदा हो जाए तो फिर उसको संभाल नहीं सकते। उसमें फिर ये है कि फिर थोड़ा सा ब्रेक ले लें और ब्रेक के बाद फिर कंटिन्यू कर लें यूनिवर्सिटी से या कॉलेज से अपना। यहाँ यूरोप में तो इस तरह हो जाता है, बांग्लादेश में पता नहीं इस तरह होता है कि नहीं, तो आगे कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं बाद में स्टडीज़ अपनी। तो पहली प्रेफरेंस घर है। किसी ख़ास प्रोफेशन में जाना है जिसका कोई बेनिफिट है इंसानियत को, फिर तो ठीक है कंटिन्यू करो स्टडी, नहीं तो घर को संभालो, ज़्यादा बेहतर है।
मेरा सवाल ये है कि वो लड़कियां जिनके खावंद वाक़फ़ ज़िंदगी है उनको किन मज़ामीन में पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए और किस किस्म के पेशा चुनना चाहिए?
कोई ज़बरदस्ती को इम्पोज तो नहीं किया जा सकता किसी के ऊपर तुमने ज़रूर ये पढ़ाई करनी है। तो जो भी इंटरेस्ट है सब्जेक्ट में उसमें पढ़ाई करें। साथ ये भी याद रखें कि अगर वाक़फ़ ज़िंदगी है खामन और मुबल्लग है, मुरब्बी है, तो उसके साथ मुरब्बी और मुबल्लग की बीवी को भी दीनी इल्म हासिल करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए। एक तो अपनी नमाज़ों की हिफाजत करनी चाहिए ताकि बच्चों की सही तरबियत भी हो, उनके लिए दुआ हो। फिर कुरान शरीफ बाकायदा पढ़ना चाहिए, उसका तर्जुमा पढ़ने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए। फिर दीनी इल्म सीखने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए। फिर आला अखलाक होने चाहिए ताकि जमात के मेंबरान की, अगर मुरब्बी की बीवी है तो तरबियत कर सके। अगर वाक़फ़ ज़िंदगी किसी और पेशे में है तो तब भी दीनी इल्म हासिल करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए, आला अखलाक होने चाहिए। तो असल चीज़ ये है कि पहले सही अहमदी मुसलमान बनो, उसके लिए अपनी नमाज़ों की हिफाजत करो, कुरान करीम की तिलावत करो बाकायदा, उसका तर्जुमा सीखो, फिर दीनी इल्म सीखो, ठीक है, और बच्चों की सही तरह तरबियत करो। अब अच्छे अखलाक दिखाओ और लोगों को अपने अच्छे अखलाक से मुतासर करो, अहमदियों को भी और गैरों को भी। तो ये एक वक्फ़े ज़िंदगी की बीवी का असूल है, एक अच्छी अहमदी औरत का असूल है। तो बस पहली चीज़ तो यही है। बाकी कैरियर तो अगर मौका मिलता है कैरियर बनाने का तो बना लो, नहीं मिलता है तो घर जो है वो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है। वहाँ रह के तो अपने बच्चों को संभालो और उनकी आला तरबियत करो ताकि उनको अच्छा अहमदी मुसलमान और अच्छा शहरी बनाओ, ठीक है।
जी हुजूर।
My sister got admitted during her pregnancy. Due to delay in formalities, she was finally admitted to the ICU. But unfortunately, she lost her child because of these formalities. Huzoor, being an Ahmadi woman, which one should we give priorities in medical profession, morality or law?
You see, the first thing is to save the life of the person, not the formality. So formalities can be done later on. The first preference should be to save the life of the person. This is the ethics, and this is the doctor's duty. And this is the true action taken by a doctor, that he should show good morals. As I have already said, morality is the first preference. Professional ethics is the first preference. Both requires that the patient should be given priority for the treatment instead of taking time on completing the formalities of admission and this and that. That is wrong. So those doctors who are after formalities and do not take care of their patient immediately and do not show sympathy to their patients, they are not doctors, they are butchers. So whatever they have done, it was wrong. The first preference of a doctor should be the value of a human life, not the formality of the administration. Then now time is over, and Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
On Monday, Hadhrat Khalifatul Masih V, may Allah be his helper, was interviewed by Mr. Lat Blaylock, editor of R.E. Today magazine, for a forthcoming piece about Islam and how to teach religion to young people. The interview took place at Huzoor's office in Islamabad.
I know, Your Holiness, that you yourself are a head teacher of a school in Ghana. I know that you are an educator yourself. I would love to hear something of the ways in which you practiced Islamic principles in the education that you were involved with as a school leader. That would be most interesting.
Our schools are just secular schools, and all the secular subjects are taught there. Religious knowledge and Islamic religious knowledge. Even to your surprise, and it was also to my surprise, that when I went in one of our schools, only BK, Bible knowledge, was being taught there in that school, not Islamic religious knowledge. So when I went there, I started it. And quite a number of people were afraid of studying Islamic religious knowledge. So I told them that I will teach them. So I taught them whatever the prescribed syllabus was. And fortunately, the very first year, almost all the students had good grades in Islamic religious knowledge. And that encouraged other Christian students as well. So next year, they came to me that instead of taking Bible knowledge, they will study Islamic religious knowledge. So, see, this is how, if you are teaching them properly, they are encouraged. So, it all depends on the teacher as well. Otherwise, we should taught our school in an assembly, we shall start with prayers. And since it was a secular school, then Islamic prayers and Bible prayers as well. So more than 80% of our students in Africa are Christian students. They are not Muslims.
Yeah.
Even more than that.
Yeah.
We are very open. We start our assemblies with the prayers, Bible prayers and Islamic prayers. And this is how they liked it. And then they understand how open Islamic religion is. So, but it was not being done by Christian schools there. Even if a Muslim student enters a primary school, they will change the name of the student. They will give them Christian name. So, or in other way, those students or those peoples are baptized forcefully.
During the interview, Huzoor was asked about the misrepresentation of Islam in the media, and was asked how Ahmadi Muslims seek to present Islam's true and peaceful message.
Whenever I say something about peace, I normally quote the verses of the Holy Qur'an or tradition of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, which are according to the teaching of the Holy Qur'an. This is how we can do it. You see, if we are giving the true teachings of Islam, explaining the true teaching of Islam, and it is being portrayed by your actions as well, then this stereotype Islam will be removed, and this is what we have been doing. This is why quite a number of non-Muslims appreciate our actions They say that your teaching of Islam is quite different, not only in here in the UK, in South America, in North America, in Africa, in Asia, everywhere. One thing is common among all the Ahmadi Muslims, that we believe in the Holy Qur'an and the Sunnah, and we try to practice all these teachings. And this is why we are not joining the extremist groups. We are not violating the laws of the land. We are always humble, and we try to create peace in the society. So you will have to set your own example. Only teaching cannot do anything. There are quite a number of good teachings. Even all the religions have good teachings, but they are not being practiced.
Later in the interview, the journalist asked Huzoor about sustainability and humanitarian issues such as extreme hunger and poverty.
You see, Allah Ta'ala has made this world. That is what we believe. And He is all merciful. He is the provider and sustainer of His creation. He says in the Holy Qur'an that He is the one who provides food to the animals and to you as well. So there is a potential here in this world to grow more food for the people, for His creation, whoever needs food. If we are disturbing the balance by cutting trees, climate change, and carbon emission, and so many other things, and we are not taking the remedial measures to correct whatever we have done to imbalance our world, then it is not Allah's fault. In Africa, there is a vast land which can be utilized for producing food for the world. There is a vast land in America even, in North America, South America, in Asia. If proper plan is made, and if we love each other, if we love our Creator and discharge our duty we owe towards each other, His creation, then there can be a consolidated plan and program to grow more food. We should try not to let any person die of hunger. But here what is happening? That if we have excess food, we throw it into the sea. We waste our dairy product. We waste our agricultural produce instead of giving to the hunger-stricken people in third world countries. So this is our lack of interest in helping the people of the world. If the rich countries, rich people are discharging their duties and giving their due rights to the deprived people, this is Islamic teaching, is to show sympathy to others and feed others. Islam doesn't say that there should be socialism. What it says that you must be careful in providing food to every person, to your neighbor. Islam says that your neighbor has the right. And the definition of the labor is it can extend up to the 40 houses. And neighbors are those who are working with you. Not only the neighbors living in your area or vicinity, but the laborers who are working in your field, in your workplaces, in your factories. The neighbors are those who are traveling with you, right? So in this way, you can have a very wide range of neighbors. And if you are taking care of all your neighbors, then this is how you can save the world. Not only providing food, but also can create peace.
You speak with great hope. Some people, when they speak about our environmental crisis, are almost in despair. But you've emphasised, if we love one another, we can save the world.
Huzoor was also asked about his hopes for the future, given the persecution faced by Ahmadi Muslims in certain countries.
See, the thing is that our work is a missionary work. And you cannot achieve your goals within a short period of time. None of the religious organizations or the prophets achieved their goal within a short period of time or even in their lifetime. So we believe that as the time goes on, and we are seeing the result Every year, hundreds and thousands of people are joining us from among Muslims, from pagans, from other religions. So, gradually and slowly, we are growing. And one day, we shall, inshallah, be recognized by the people of the world. Even we are being recognized today. This is why you are here.
Well, indeed, I am. And I'm learning so much.
See, that one man who started his community from a small town, small village even, is Qadian in India, remote part of India where there was no access of road or rail or anything. And his community is now has spread over 200 countries. So we are growing. As we are growing, or we hope one day, but majority will accept Ahmadi Islam, and those who will not, at least they will stop opposing us furiously as they are doing it now.
Right. Yes, thank you. Your Holiness, can I thank you for your time today? I'm so delighted to have been able to hear from you words of wisdom and words of insight. I will do my very best to make this conversation into a resource for young people in religious education in school. He's been able to give me there some very profound insights into the teachings of the Prophet and into the teachings of the Holy Qur'an, but also to make those really practical in relation to what pupils might do, what young people might do in the coming generation as they face these environmental crises. And then I've wanted to ask him about the work of Ahmadiyya Muslim communities in peacemaking, and he's had some tremendous examples to share there of how the Prophet's example of leading peacefully is translated into the contemporary world. And then I wanted to ask him as well about spirituality and the ways in which young people in particular perhaps can find their true humanity in the service of God. And he's spoken to us there, spoken very wonderfully about the importance for young people of finding their right relationship with their Creator.
Those were highlights from just some of beloved Hudhur's activities over the last week. We now end with our final segment, the Friday Sermon Summary.
In today's Friday sermon, Huzoor, may Allah be his helper, spoke regarding the excellences of the Holy Qur'an. Towards the end of the sermon, Huzoor, may Allah be his helper, instructed everyone to pray for the Ahmadis in Bangladesh and those around the world.
अब मैं दुआ की तारीख भी करना चाहता हूँ। बांग्लादेश में आजकल जलसा सालाना हो रहा है। आज ही पहला दिन था उनका, लेकिन वहाँ मुखालफिन ने हमला किया, जलसा गाह पर भी हमला किया, कई लोग वहाँ ज़ख्मी भी हुए। बाहर से मेरा ख़्याल है कुछ इस तरह उन्होंने हमला किया है कि बहुत शदीद ज़ख्मी भी हैं। फिर कुछ लोगों के वहाँ जो अहमदी थे उस इलाके में उनके घरों को भी जला रहे हैं, अभी तक ये खबर आई है उसके मुताबिक। और कितना नुकसान हुआ अभी पूरा अंदाज़ा नहीं। अल्लाह ताला अहमदियों को भी महफूज रखे इनके शर से और इनकी पकड़ के भी सामान करे। तो इनके लिए कोई हदायत की दुआ तो नहीं हो सकती। अल्लाह मज़िक़हुम कुल्ला मज़क़िन मुसाइकुम तसीका वाली दुआ ही है जो मुँह से निकलती है, दिल से निकलती है। इसी तरह पाकिस्तान के हालात के लिए भी दुआ करें, अल्लाह ताला वहाँ भी अहमदियों को हालात ठीक रखे। बुकीना फासो में भी ख़तरात अभी मंडला रहे हैं, वहाँ के लिए दुआ करें। इसी तरह अलजायर में भी बाद मुकदमात हैं अहमदियों पे, उनके लिए भी दुआ करें। अल्लाह ताला हर जगह अहमदियों को महफूज रखे। बांग्लादेश में जैसा कि मैंने कहा, इंसामिया ने हमें यही कहा था कि वो फ़िक्र न करो, जलसा करो और हम पूरी हिफाजत करेंगे। लेकिन जब भलवाई और दहशतगर्द शिद्दत पसंद मुल्ला अपने टोलों को लेके आए हैं तो पुलिस वहाँ खड़ी तमाशाई बन के बैठी हुई है और कोई इक़दाम नहीं कर रही। बहरहाल हमें अल्लाह ताला की तरफ झुकना चाहिए, अल्लाह ताला से दुआ मांगनी चाहिए। अल्लाह ताला हमारे इन भाइयों की मुश्किलात को जल्द दूर फरमाए।